Welcome to your free English lesson. This series will focus on phrases. This lesson will cover verb phrases. It is important to write when you are asked to. It helps you to learn. You can use a whiteboard, but ideally a notebook would be best. That way, you can keep a record of your learning. There are 6 intended learning outcomes to achieve by the end of the lesson. 1. We are learning to identify the verb in a sentence. 2. We are learning to recognise a verb phrase, helping verb plus main verb. 3. We are learning that a helping verb is also called an auxiliary verb. 4. We are learning to find verb phrases in simple sentences. 5. We are learning to use verb phrases to make sentences. 6. We are learning what a verb phrase is in linguistics. What is the action in these sentences? 1. The dog runs fast. 2. The baby cries loudly. 3. The teacher writes on the board. The dog runs fast. The action word is runs. The baby cries loudly. The action word is cries. The teacher writes on the board. The action word is writes. These action words are verbs. A verb tells us an action or state in a sentence. Here are some examples. Run, eat, jump, read, sleep. In a sentence, the boy runs quickly. There are 2 basic parts to a verb phrase. This is the typical structure. Helping verb, also known as auxiliary verb, plus main verb. Is running, has eaten, will go, are playing. The helping verb, which is an auxiliary verb, changes time or meaning in a sentence. Common helping verbs include am, is, are. These verbs help to form the present continuous tense. Was, were. These verbs help to form the past continuous tense. Have, has. These verbs help to form the present perfect tense. Had. This verb helps to form the past perfect tense. These auxiliary verbs help to form continuous tenses. The suffix ing must be added to the end of the main verb. These auxiliary verbs help to form perfect tenses. The main verb is in the past participle form. Remember, helping verbs are also called auxiliary verbs. Notice these auxiliary verbs change with the subject. A modal auxiliary verb is a helping verb that works with a main verb to show possibility, ability, permission, obligation, or future intention. Common modal auxiliary verbs include can. Can shows ability or something possible now. Could. Could shows past ability or a polite or less certain possibility. May. May shows permission or a possible event. Might. Might shows a smaller or less certain possibility. Must. Must suggests something necessary or very important. Should. Should suggests advice or something that is a good idea. Will. Will shows future actions or decisions. Would. Would shows polite requests or imagined situations. For example, I can swim, you can swim, he can swim, she can swim, it can swim, we can swim, they can swim. These sentences show the subject's ability or something possible now. Modal auxiliary verbs come before the main verb and help give the sentence more meaning. Unlike most verbs, modal verbs do not change with the subject. They do not take normal verb endings like the suffix ed or ing. They stay in the same form. This is a list of intransitive verbs that can be used to make verb phrases without an object. Arrive, come, go, leave, fall, rise, travel, run, walk, swim, stay, sleep, laugh, cry, smile, appear, disappear, grow, die, sit, stand, wait, run, move, dance. This next activity will involve practice with forming verb phrases. 1. Choose a subject. 2. Choose a helping or auxiliary verb. 3. Choose a main verb. 4. Read the verb phrase. Here are some subject pronouns. I, you, this is for singular, he, she, it, we, you, this is for plural, they. My turn. I will choose a subject. We. Your turn. You choose a subject. My turn. I will choose an auxiliary verb. Were. We were. Your turn. You choose an auxiliary verb. My turn. I will choose an intransitive verb. Wait. We were waiting. Remember, for a verb to be in the continuous tense, the suffix ing must be added to the end of the base verb. Your turn. You choose an intransitive verb. My turn. I will choose a subject. He. Your turn. You choose a subject. My turn. I will choose an auxiliary verb. Had. He had. Your turn. You choose an auxiliary verb. My turn. I will choose an intransitive verb. Fall. He had fallen. Remember, for a verb to be in the perfect tense, the main verb must be in the past participle form. Your turn. You choose an intransitive verb. My turn. I will choose a subject. It. Your turn. You choose a subject. My turn. I will choose an auxiliary verb. Is. It is. Your turn. You choose an auxiliary verb. My turn. I will choose an intransitive verb. Move. It is moving. Remember, for a verb to be in the continuous tense, the suffix ing must be added to the end of the base verb. When the verb ends in e, drop the e to add the vowel suffix ing. Your turn. You choose an intransitive verb. When the main verb is transitive, it needs an object to complete the action. The typical structure of the verb phrase is still helping verb or auxiliary verb plus main verb. Is buying, has completed, will carry, are opening. The full sentences could sound like this: subject plus helping verb, auxiliary verb, plus main verb, plus object. He is buying bananas. She has completed the project. I will carry the bags. We are opening the doors. Here are the verb phrases. A technical note on verb phrases. In grammar, a verb phrase can mean something larger. In this lesson, we learnt that the verb phrase is the auxiliary verb or helping verb plus the main verb. This has been the focus to help develop the understanding of tense and how auxiliary verbs show time and grammar. It is easier to identify in a sentence. In linguistics, a verb phrase can include the verb and everything that follows it. So it can include the verb, the object, and other information. For example, listen to this sentence. She is playing guitar in the band. The verb phrase, as we learnt in this lesson, is playing. Now the verb phrase in the linguistic definition is playing guitar in the band. In each sentence, underline the verb phrase, auxiliary verb plus main verb. 1. She is reading a book. 2. They are playing soccer in the park. 3. I have finished my homework. 4. We will visit the museum tomorrow. 5. He was watching television. 6. She can swim very well. 7. They must finish their work today. 8. We were waiting for the bus. 9. We should start the lesson soon. 10. I am learning English. Pause the video. The next slide contains the answers. Check your answers. 1. She is reading a book. You should have underlined is reading for the verb phrase. 2. They are playing soccer in the park. You should have underlined are playing as the verb phrase. 3. I have finished my homework. You should have underlined have finished as the verb phrase. 4. We will visit the museum tomorrow. You should have underlined will visit as the verb phrase. 5. He was watching television. You should have underlined was watching as the verb phrase. 6. She can swim very well. You should have underlined can swim as the verb phrase. 7. They must finish their work today. You should have underlined must finish as the verb phrase. 8. We were waiting for the bus. You should have underlined were waiting as the verb phrase. 9. We should start the lesson soon. You should have underlined should start as the verb phrase. 10. I am learning English. You should have underlined am learning as the verb phrase. Here is an extender for anybody who would like a challenge. In each sentence, underline the full verb phrase, which is the verb and everything that comes after it. 1. She is reading a book in the library. 2. They played soccer in the park after school. 3. I have finished my homework for today. 4. We can visit the museum tomorrow morning. 5. He was watching television in the living room. 6. The students write their answers in their notebooks. 7. She might buy a new phone this weekend. 8. We waited for the bus at the station. 9. They must complete the project before Friday. 10. I learn English at school every day. Pause the video. The next slide contains the answers. Check your answers. 1. She is reading a book in the library. You should have underlined is reading a book in the library. 2. They played soccer in the park after school. You should have underlined played soccer in the park after school. 3. I have finished my homework for today. You should have underlined have finished my homework for today. 4. We can visit the museum tomorrow morning. You should have underlined can visit the museum tomorrow morning. 5. He was watching television in the living room. You should have underlined was watching television in the living room. 6. The students write their answers in their notebooks. You should have underlined write their answers in their notebooks. 7. She might buy a new phone this weekend. You should have underlined might buy a new phone this weekend. 8. We waited for the bus at the station. You should have underlined waited for the bus at the station. 9. They must complete the project before Friday. You should have underlined must complete the project before Friday. 10. I learn English at school every day. You should have underlined learn English at school every day. Thank you for watching this video. Watch it as many times as you need to master the intended learning outcomes. I hope that the content helped you to learn more about verb phrases. Please like and subscribe for more lessons. There is a lot to learn, so don't give up. Keep believing in yourself and you will learn. See you next time. Bye.